Thank you, brothers and sisters. We have something hip that we want to present to you.
Hey, what's poppin'? What's poppin', family? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? It is the Drop the Beat podcast with your man DJ Wildchild. Welcome, 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 and more welcome. Before we get started, I want to send a shout out to my sponsors, Love Corkscrew. Appreciate y'all, man. I definitely appreciate y'all, Miss Krishan Lampley, and then my girl Danny over at Candle Delight. Make sure y'all follow these people on Instagram. Get in tune, man, because supporting the black business and keeping them black dollars rolling is what half this battle is about. But I'm gonna bring it on in, and I want to introduce to y'all one of the dopest DJs I know that came out of Chicago. Now he's in Atlanta, Georgia, and he's just an overall good dude. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to y'all my man DJ Dolla Bill. What's popping, my guy?
That intro, I was like, who the hell he talking about? I know it ain't me.
That's cool.
I didn't think that was me you was introducing, but what's
man,
up, man?
Yeah, all right.
Good to be here.
What's up,
Good
brother? Hey, I gotta fix something real quick. There we go. What's the deal, though, bro?
Man, still trying to get that $1 million check.
Man, I think we all are. We all are. So let's just dive right into it. Dolla Bill.
Okay.
What's your story? Who are you? Give us some backstory about you.
Here's my backstory. I was actually born and raised in Joliet a long time ago. And I'm an old man now. So around 4th grade, I started playing drums. I marched in the drum and bugle corps. I was in band. And I was just an overall music nerd. But in 82 was the 82, I believe it was 82 Grammys. 82 or 83. I sing Grand Mixer DXT now. Was Grandmaster DST back in the day. Scratch Live.
Okay.
Doing his part on Rocket with Herbie Hancock on the Grammys.
Gotcha.
I seen that and I was like, I want to do that. And I've been doing that ever since. So that's how I started. So I basically was watching some cats in Joliet who was DJing. They had equipment and records and all that. So I used to just like walk around and follow them and like, man, show me how to do this. Show me how to do that. And it was this one, rest in peace. His name's Eric Green, but everybody called him Ty. So he did everything. Like, dude could DJ, he could break, he could do graffiti, he could do he was just like an anomaly. Like, he could do everything he did. It was so dope. So he was one of the main cats that taught me how to DJ. So in May of 86, I was at a teen party, day party. Actually, it was a teen party. And of course, it was before we was calling day parties.
Right.
And, house was real heavy. So I'm in the booth with all the DJs. And so Ty takes his headphones off and, hey, what that universal this. You know what that means. That means you
showtime.
Want. So it was my showtime. So it was my first time DJing in front of a crowd. Floor was packed and everything. And they was like, now if you mess up, as soon as you mess up, we're getting you off. So that was my introduction to a live crowd. So that's pretty much how it started. And that was in 86. So I always mark my anniversary on my birthday because my birthday is in May. So May of 86 is when I started.
Nice.
But I started learning in 84.
Okay.
So I was like 13, 14 years old, starting to learn how. And then the first time, like I said, was in 86. Then graduated high school, went to the military, got out the Navy, came back home, moved back to Joliet briefly, but then I moved to the South Side. So like I really started getting my chops doing the comedy shows around 94, 95. I started getting gigs in the South suburbs and in the city. 96, I met Damon at a comedy show in Joliet, as a matter of fact.
Damon Williams.
And his cousin, George Wilborn, was both on the show. And I gave Damon one of my mixtapes when we were still doing cassettes. And just by chance, like maybe 2 months later, I went to this comedy club and he was hosting. And I talked to him like, hey, yo, you remember me? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah. And they didn't have a DJ. So one night after a gig, I said, hey, man, let me just hook my stuff up and play. He was like, okay. The manager didn't say nothing. So this was at TNT Comedy Hook in Lansing.
In Lansing.
It was next door to Outriggers
yes,
Seafood.
Sir. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I played for about a month. Every Sunday, I played for a month for free. And so the manager, the owner, was just like, "Hey, we're gonna put you on. We're gonna have you doing Sundays, because Sundays was like the black night, and Friday and Saturday was like the mainstream comedy industry night.
Right.
But Sunday was the black night.
The black night.
And
right.
Sunday took off. It was like the hottest. It was the hottest shit in the area, in the Midwest, I would say.
Yeah.
Because like Bernie Mac came through, Michael Collier, like any big name that was in town would come on Sunday nights. So that was 97. And like the comedy stuff really kind of took its own form. It was like I was the comedy DJ. So I did a lot of comedy clubs. So after it was Outriggers and TNT Comedy Hook, it had a fire, burned down, closed. I started DJing with D-Ray at Riddles when Riddles was in Orland Park.
And
so I was doing Sunday nights at Riddles.
Yeah. When it was way back off.
Way out.
Yeah.
It was off Harlem Avenue. It was like Harlem and
159th?
159th in Harlem, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was doing that with D-Ray. Then I actually got on a couple tours, the Canadian Miss Comedy Challenge. And then I had a chance meeting like with Walter Latham. He did the Kings and Queens of Comedy Search. And he put me on that. So I toured with Monique, some more, and Adele Gibbons, homegirl. And from that, then I started DJing for a couple artists. So actually, my man Daryl Petty, who used to own Crocodile Lounge in Blue 47.
Oh my God, yeah.
He put me put me on with Alfonso Hunter.
First of
Alfonso
all,
Hunter was the first artist
the Crocodile
I DJ'd.
Lounge. First of all, the Crocodile.
Yeah,
Lounge.
the Crocodile Lounge had some moments.
But as you were saying,
the moments. Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
Man, you feel me?
You know, and so so that's how I got introduced, like doing the artist thing. And you know, eventually I was just doing my little thing here and there, jokes and notes. I was one of the house DJs at Jokes and Notes. I was doing
Jokes and Notes. When Jokes and Notes
for Saturdays was a monthly that we was doing, which
Jokes and Notes got started. What year was that?
Woo, 2000.
Early 2000, like
2004, 2005, I would say.
Yeah. Shouts out to Jokes and
Mary Lindsay, who was the owner.
Yeah. Damn,
so
I
was
some
doing
good
that.
Times in there, Joe.
Man, very, very, man. I never forget here's the greatest story in Jokes and Notes history. It was a Sunday night. Leon Rogers was the host. This was, it was, regular Sunday night.
Right.
Leon Rogers was hosting. Comic is on stage. Now, can we use adult words on your podcast?
Go for it, brother.
I'm an asshole sometimes.
Right.
Just sometimes. But it's within the realm of comedy, because I've been working around all these comics for so many years that, like, my comedy chops, my timing is great. But anyway, comic is on stage. The feature comic is on stage. I'm going to never forget this. So, it's dark in there, 2-drink minimum, whatever. One of the waitresses go to this table and was like, hey, I'm Keisha. This is 2-drink minimum, blah, blah, blah. What are you drinking? Lady says real loud. Because, showroom's quiet.
Right.
Because there's a comic on stage.
Right.
She says, I'm having a Long Island, and that bitch is going to pay for it. Now, why she said that?
What?
Why she said that is because at the table, she was at the table with her girlfriend. At the table next to them was her man and another chick. So she was like, I'm going to have a Long Island, and this bitch over here going to pay for it. So me and Leon are crying at this point. We're crying laughing. So the girl gets up.
Dude did not look over and see that his lady was at this table.
Because it's dark in there. Of course, they seat you when you come in, so you don't have no choice of where to sit. So he took his side piece to where him and his woman go. Here's where it starts to get funny.
Wait, it gets worse?
It worked way worse. So she jumps up, the girlfriend jumps up, runs out the club. She has keys to his car.
What?
So she gets into his car, takes his car, leaves. She out. She done boned out. The girlfriend she was with pays the bill and was like, well, I'm going to leave, pays the bill or whatever. The boyfriend and the side piece stuck. So the side piece on the phone trying to get her girlfriend to come pick her up.
Because she rode with him.
Like, right. Now, this is pre-Uber. This ain't
hey,
Uber ain't around now. Ain't no Uber, ain't no Lyft. You got to call a cab or a friend. So now here's the super funny part about it.
Oh my God.
So they calm the showroom down and the guy finishes time. As soon as he comes down and Leon's walking back to the stage, I'm playing Who's Making Love to Your Old Lady. Now, Leon can't even speak because he's laughing so hard. He was like, Dollar Bill, you are an asshole. So the next comic go on. And when he come off, I play, what was it? Cheating in the Next Room.
Dog,
and Leon
you are
was
so
like,
out of control.
Dude,
so out of
I don't care. When comics bomb, when I used to do Wednesday nights and open mic, Shaq was in there one night and this comic bombed and I played Someone Please Call 911 and he couldn't stop laughing. Someone please call 911. He couldn't stop laughing. Dude, I have a whole list of songs when comics used to bomb on open mic.
Oh,
like I played the Gap Band, You Dropped the Bomb on Me.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. But that night, when I kept playing all them cheating songs, Leon, at the end of the night, Leon was like, okay, we've had an eventful night, but what have we learned? And somebody shouted out, Dollar Bill's an asshole. He was like, Dollar Bill's an asshole. That's what. And then this dude said, don't take your dip off to the comedy stage. Don't take your dip to the comedy club.
Man.
That's too.
Dog.
Dude, now, just working in comedy, I've seen some. It's a moment. I've seen moments, and I've seen some moments, and had some moments that were like epic. Like I was saying, I was doing Funny First Saturdays, which has morphed into the Martha's Vineyard Comedy Fest that I do every year, and 3 weeks out of Martha's Vineyard. Last year, just out of the blue, Bill Burr came to the show, jumped on stage, and did 35 minutes working on material. Like, it's some comedy clubs in America that have never had the pleasure to get a Bill Burr. He was just at Martha's Vineyard, just came.
Wow.
I mean, like, to me as a fan of comedy, I'm still a fan, a big fan of comedy.
Of course.
So when somebody like that, one of the cats that I think is real funny, and he jumps on and I can see him live or whatever, and then sit and talk to him about like, yo, dude, that bit you do about the WNBA, I love that. That's
dope.
It's moments.
So
like
how did doing comedy really help mold you into the lane of being out with an artist?
Because you have to, with comedy, it's a couple things. You have to stay in your lane. Number one, like, you don't know how. It's been several times where comics have come on stage like that. I don't know. Be like, yo, give it up for DJ Kid for free, or they cracking jokes on me where you have to be like, it's just comedy. He telling jokes. You got to let it roll off your back,
right?
Because they comics, they're professionals, and
right.
I'm not a comic, so you can't just take it personally. Be like, oh man, shut up, you probably ain't even funny, or cut their mic off. I know I've seen DJs do this at comedy show. They cut because the comic told a joke. So you have to stay in your lane. So same thing with an artist. Like when I was out on the road with a CC Peniston, with Chubb Rock, Day in the Day, they run the show. So they be like, okay, we're gonna do this, that, and this. And I might give some suggestions, but if they be like, nah, okay. I just have to keep that idea to myself. So, that, and also timing. timing is very important.
It's key. So key.
It's so key, especially in comedy, because if you miss a moment, it ain't gonna hit the same way.
Right.
And it's the same thing as being on stage with the artist. Stuff got to hit. If they wave their arm and they say, "Here's the signal," hit it on the signal, because if you miss it, they're gonna look around and now it's gonna start feeling odd, and then you got to kind of make it up. And even though the audience may not have a clue that you messed up, you'll know it. You'll know it, and the artist will know it. So those two things, those are the biggest two things that I learned doing comedy. Doing the comedy show, translating with the artist.
Got you.
Timing got to be good, and you got to stay in your lane. It's just like, but once you out there by yourself, go for it. Do what you do.
Yeah. So talk about how you got with Chubb Rock. How did that even come about?
Okay. So the Chubb Rock, this is a funny story too. I'm at the crib one day. I was living, shout out to Marlon Mitchell. I was living in Miss Francis, rest in peace. I was living in her house. She has a house in Hammond. I was renting a house out. And I'm there just chilling one day. I think I was organizing some vinyl records. And my phone rings. Answer it, and it's this promoter who I will remain nameless because he owed me money. So he gets no shot.
Boy.
But
we
all got that story. So
yeah, we do. God.
Okay, so this promoter calls me that I've worked with in the past. He said, "Yo, what you doing tomorrow?" It was the next day was Saturday. He said, "What you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "Nothing. I got I'll be at the crib. I'm doing nothing. Why? What's going on?" He said, "How would you like to DJ for Chubb Rock?" Man, go and get out here. You lying. He was like, no, I'm serious. I was like, okay. Where at? He was like, oh, it's at the Air. He said, show's at the Air Crown. He's on the show with a bunch of people. Sorry, my phone was ringing. He was like, he on the show with a couple of people. He need a DJ for tomorrow. I was like, okay, cool. Just, hit me back, give me the details. Let me know what I got to do.
Right.
Hung up. So if you had a dime for every time somebody said, I'm going to get you to do this.
Oh, my God.
We're going to do that. And then it canceled. You'll get the dime even if it can't, if it canceled.
A dime and some.
Man. So about an hour later, he calls me back with Chubb on three-way. Yo, Dolla. When I hear the voice, I was like, oh, that's Chubb Rock. His voice is unmistakable.
Right.
So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna use you tomorrow. We'll just go to the, when y'all meet me at the hotel room, we'll go over the show, blah, blah, blah. So basically, that's what it was. The next day, got up with the promoter, went to Chubb's hotel. He went over the show with me. He was like, we're gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. And see, that was the first time that I ever suggested something to an artist. And it kind of went good, but it didn't. Because, I'm Too Much is a big record in Chicago.
Right.
We didn't perform that record. Going forward after that first performance and being on the road with him in other venues in other cities, we didn't perform I'm Too Much. He wouldn't do it. So I suggested that day, that first time, I was like, man, we should do I'm Too Much because it's a big record in Chicago.
Right.
He said, really? I was like, dude, it's a huge record in Chicago. So we ended up doing just the first verse. He was like, because I forgot the whole song. He said, but I think I can get through the first verse. We did the first verse and cut it. And then we went back into the regular show. The next day, people was calling my phone like, why didn't y'all do all of I'm Too Much? Like, dude, that was my first time with him.
Right. What I'm going to say?
Right. When I'm going to scream on them, that's fired. I'd be fired soon as the show is over with. Yeah, that was good, but you're fired. Yeah, so that's how I met with Chubb. And then it's funny because me and Chubb used to do this gig every February in North Miami. They had Black History Music Appreciation show. The first time we did it, they was like, oh my God, y'all got to come back. So the first time we did it, it was Chubb, CeCe Peniston, and it was somebody else, but I think they didn't show. No, I take that back. It was Chubb, CeCe Peniston, Jagged Edge. That was the first show. And I ended up playing the music for CeCe and asked her, hey, do you have a DJ? Go on the road? I was like, I'm economical and I'm potty trained. So,
Dude, shut
what's
the
good? Told you it's the comics. I blame it on the comics. So that's how I started doing a couple gigs for her.
Oh my God, yo.
And then yeah, that show actually, I kind of miss it. But the next year they had Denise Williams, Karen White, and I believe Evelyn Champagne King was that show the
Wow.
second year.
Oof.
It was, man, let me tell you something. Evelyn Champagne King, go see her.
Really?
You got a chance to go see her? Go see her. She ends her show with Shame, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she has a set of congas that she brings on stage that she plays during the break on Shame. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's so dope. I've been blessed to see a lot of good performers, and like, especially on Tom's cruise, because on Tom's cruise, you probably ain't gonna go to that many concerts in a year, let alone a week.
Right.
So I've seen some people, like especially some veteran artists that you have to go see live. Like Confunction, you got to go see Confunction.
Yeah, I heard they are dope live.
Confunction, the average white band.
Oh,
Let me tell you something. The
Absolutely.
average white band was so dope. And I just got to say it for how it is. I seen them in Atlanta. The average white band was so dope, Cameo couldn't follow them.
What?
And Cameo, is one of my favorite bands ever. 2, got a catalog out this world.
Yeah.
And 3, everybody know 'em. But the average white band kicked their ass that night. That night,
That's tough.
that's
tough.
because I had never. It was my first time seeing. It was my first time seeing them. I was like, this won't be my last.
That's tough. So you alluded to the Tom Joyner cruise. How did that come up? Well, first of all, how many years you been doing that?
Next month, April will be my 11th year.
Yikes! And how did that even come about?
J. Anthony Brown,
the comedian.
Yes, you remember J. Anthony Brown was on Tom's show in the morning.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
got it.
Another link to Damon, because Damon was on Tom's show, and he used to do the cruise all the time, every year.
Mm-hmm.
So we had J. Anthony Brown in town. When we left the old Outriggers, we actually went to the other one in Orland, and we was doing comedy in the back for a brief moment. And J. Anthony Brown was in town, and he came in and did a set. And at that show, J. Anthony Brown was there. He had did something for Rainbow Push. So a lot of people who were at the show for Rainbow Push came to see Jay at our spot because he had to keep it cuss and all of that. So when he came, it was J. Anthony Brown. He came with Damon, J. Anthony Brown, Jesse Jackson Jr., his wife, and some other Rainbow Push Coalition officials. Like, they all came to the show. And I was doing a set before the show because they were running a little late. So I did a little dance set, whatever, got them in the party mood. And Jay heard it and was like, I'm gonna bring him on the cruise with me. So that was 2012. That's how I started. But he booked me maybe like 2 weeks right before the cruise. So I had to scramble and find a flight. And that's why I never fly Spirit Airlines. And it's in my rider.
Let's not even go.
That could be if you ever down and want to get cheered up, get you a nice adult beverage, go on your computer and just read the complaints about Spirit Airlines.
I can only imagine.
It would lift your spirits, pun intended.
Hey, listen, I told somebody, I said, if I had to get to California, if I had to get anywhere, and Spirit was the last airline available, I'll walk.
I told Damon, I said, I don't fly Spirit. I said, I would never fly Spirit Airlines again. I said, because that's the only way you get there, in spirit. Because physically, your ass ain't going to make it.
Dog, anyway.
It's the absolute worst. But anyway, so that's how the Tom Joyner cruise started. So when I went on the first year, 2012, with Jay, he was like, okay, you work for me, so everything I do, I need you to play for. And he said, but they're going to take you from me because that's what they do. Every idea I have, they take. And he wasn't lying. He was not lying. About 3 or 4 days into the cruise, it was like, hey, Dollar Bill, come over here and do this and blah, blah, blah. And it's been that ever since.
Yeah, ain't necessarily it's kind of foul, but it turned out on your end. It turned out for the better end though. Is what it looked like to me.
It's just what it is. It's like one year we were in the Grand Turks, and I was headed out to snorkel, had my snorkel gear, bebopping. They stopped me, was like, go back and get your stuff. You got to relieve nabs on the beach party. No snorkel that day. That's just what it is. Like that cruise, like there's a lot of DJs that say, man, I want to do that cruise. It's a lot of work though. I'm gonna tell you, it's fun and it's a party, but because see, Tom's whole thing, it's for the foundation.
Right.
It's keep black kids and HBCUs, and it's for a good cause. It's, like he said, it's the ultimate party with a purpose. So it's a party. And we give he wants us to give the patrons, the people who spent their hard-earned money to help support that foundation, a great time, a great party.
Yeah.
However, Tom's motto is, you can't stop partying until I stop. Well, here's the problem. Tom don't stop partying. And I am not kidding when I say that. Tom parties. Tom.
At how old?
Case in point. Tom got to be 70.
Roughly.
Yeah. I'm probably being nice when I say 70.
Right.
You probably 70-ish.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. 70 plus. Case in point. Last year, on Tom's Cruise, there's always a 2 a.m. concert. 2 a.m. There's a concert.
Who the fuck is getting up at 2 a.m. to go to a concert?
Hey man, what you mean getting up? You never been to sleep. you don't sleep on time during the cruise. You party. That's what you go there for. You party. You might cat nap.
Man, how much Red Bull is y'all drinking on this cruise?
Hey man, I'm drinking rum and Red Bull. But now, look, so last year, I got the assignment to do the club, what they call the club night. And when you get the club night, you basically start at like midnight. Now, there's a 2 a.m. concert. And usually, after the 2 a.m. concert, everybody goes to the club. And the club is open until there ain't nobody in there drinking. Now listen to that. There ain't no set hours.
We talking roughly 4 a.m.
No. I don't. You close. You're on the right track, but the wrong train. This last year, when I had my club night, I started. Okay, it was a comedy show in the lounge. After the comedy show ended at about 11:40. 11:45. And I started at midnight. I started exactly at midnight. When I finished, I had. I want to make sure. Okay.
We good?
Sorry. Yeah, we good.
Oh.
When I finished, I put it like this. Tom came in. His nephew helps him. He's in a wheelchair now because, unfortunately he had a stroke.
Yeah.
But Tom came in at about 1:30. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. Tom came in at about 2:30. Came in at about 2:30 because I think he stopped at the 2 a.m. concert and then came upstairs. Tom came in at about 2:30. When he first sat down, he ordered 20 shots of Patron. He is Captain Patron. He is tequila, por favor. Tom. He is tequila, muy tequila.
What?
He is the Captain Patron. 20 shots.
But
passing out
for
shots.
Who?
People. Just whoever around him, get shots. And then when he get done with them shots, he orders 20 more. But anyway, he's doing this all night. Tom left the club at 5:45 a.m.
To do what?
He left. He left to go to bed.
Oh, I was about to say, hopefully take his ass to sleep.
Now, I didn't stop. When I finished, it was 6:30 a.m. The sun was up, and we had just pulled into Jamaica because my lady's phone, she had her phone, the phone beeped and said, bling, welcome to Jamaica.
No, wait.
6:30 a.m.
You started at midnight.
I started at midnight. I played for 6.5 hours.
Had you had a nap before that?
I had been up since, because that day was a day at sea. I probably had been up, 7, 8 in the morning. So I almost did it 24 hours.
Oh, so you was off of cocaine?
No.
Cause ain't
I
no
think I had
way. Dog, ain't
Man.
no way.
Dude, that cruise is so much energy. It's so much energy. People like, I probably was sitting down and just chilling for a minute, and I might have had a cat nap. But
Dog, ain't no way.
hey,
Wow.
it's what it is. Now, here's the funny part about that. The next day, well, I can't say the next day. Later that day,
Right.
it was people coming up to like, man, dude, hey man, I ought to punch you in your face. I couldn't go to bed. I couldn't leave. Every time I tried to leave, you throw something on. I had to come back in. The comedian Marvin Dixon said he was gonna punch me in my face, and then it was about 10 people who threatened me to sue me for money because they were like, man, we almost missed our excursion because we didn't go to sleep. They had to leave the ship at 8:30 for the excursion.
So that's your fault?
Right. That's my fault. See, being a DJ is a double-edged sword. You get blamed for everything. And then if it go good, you get blamed for it. If it go bad, you get blamed for it.
Right. So
Can't win.
So let's talk about some of the DJs, some of the other DJs that's on the ship that you got to work with and form friendships with, and you know what I'm saying, things of that nature.
First and foremost, Cut Creator, because that's my guy now, and it's real. It's surreal to think that I was buying this guy's records and watching him on video. He did Soul Train, did American Bandstand, and it's like, this is my friend now. Me and him, we sit down and talk, have dinner, and break bread and all that stuff.
And for those that don't know, Cut Creator is LL Cool J's original DJ.
Exactly. And now the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because he went in with LL.
Yes, he did.
And the great thing though is when they did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performance, the first song they performed was "Go Cut Creator Go." I thought that was classy,
dope
as all hell,
dope. Because
he didn't know if he was going to actually be doing the performance with him or going in or whatever. So that was real classy of LL to do that. Of course, my guy DJ Chill Will from the Get Fresh crew. I'm real good friends with him and his wife now. DJ Hurricane, who was the original DJ for the Beastie Boys, and was Hollis Queens, and him and Jay was like almost best friends and everything.
Yeah,
and I'm real good friend with him. DJ Dummy.
DJ Dummy
is a DMC DJ legend who DJ for Common for years. Yeah, DJ for Common and J. Cole. He was J. Cole's music director.
Word? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was J. Cole's musical director for a couple years.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Trying to think of some of the other DJs. Of course, DJ Touchtone. He say the number one blind DJ. I was like, but who else is? I mean, by default. I mean, if you have the only pizza, I told him, I said, if you have the only pizza place in town, by default, you have the number one pizza. I mean, it's, that math is easy. It's ain't but one.
Oh my God.
Ain't but one.
You got the only pizza place. Who the hell else is number one? Tell me.
We got the number one pizza, and it could be shit, but it's the only one in town. So technically, you're right. Right. I'm trying to think of the other DJs that's been on there. DJ D Wiz, who was he played for Salt and Pepper for a while. He played for Arrested Development before. Real cool dude. Biz was on a couple years when I was on Rest in Peace.
Nice.
Some of the DJs have been on there. I actually got a chance to play with Spinderella. That was my first year. DJ Nabs, like I said, who was Criss Cross's DJ, who was in Bucharest on tour with Michael Jackson when all them people was passing out. It's a famous video. Mike comes out to toast the thing. Whoa.
Michael Jackson had a DJ out with him?
Well, he was DJing for Criss Cross, and Mike took Criss Cross on the road with him. They used to open up for Michael Jackson. Oh, yeah. They opened up for Mike. Yeah. Nabs is Atlanta legend. He used to DJ V103 in Atlanta and Radio 1 in Atlanta. And he was on the air, Radio 1, I believe, when Ludacris was his intern and went by Chris Lover Lover. How about that? That's the history with Nabs, yeah. So he goes back to that late 80s, early 90s Atlanta. And you know, it's been a lot of DJs that I've worked with. My guy Skaz Digger. Skaz Digger is the DJ for Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
He DJs for Kane now. Mel Starr, which I know everybody's heard of, Mel Starr.
Absolutely.
He was DJing for Houdini when before Ecstasy unfortunately passed. So you know, it's been a lot of DJs that come through the cruise, and they don't do it every year like you know some of us do, but you know, they still come through, and I see them. You know, we pass each other on the road or whatever, and it's cool. It's a good camaraderie because it's a small community of real DJs who actually respect other real DJs. I'll say that.
Dope.
Because you know, a lot of the fist pumping EDM DJs don't get that respect. Like that.
Right. So if you could give some advice to a DJ that's coming up or trying to move into the lane of being out on the road, what would you tell them?
Unfortunately, I'd have to say keep your day job. I should have did that, but I didn't because it's whatever. I mean, you know, this is all I know now. I've been doing this since I was like 12, so I've been entertaining people since I was like 12. So it's all I know. But I would say practice and learn your craft. Learn the craft, learn the art form of DJing. Because
Absolutely.
Despite what the, how can I say this? Despite the overwhelming majority of people out there who just want to go and hear their song. Because that's what it is kind of now in the clubs. It's like, I just want to hear my song. I don't care if you can scratch it. I don't care if you blend it. I don't care if you just throw it in. I don't care what BPM come before it or after it. I just want to hear my song. Despite those folks, and there's a lot of those folks.
Yeah.
Despite that, still learn the art form, still learn the craft. Because even last night when I was playing an old school hip hop set, and a guy actually tipped me, and he was like, "Yo, you can actually blend," and like he even used the words. He said you can blend and scratch. I appreciate that. He was from New York, and he was like, "Man, I appreciate a real DJ. You're a real DJ, dude. I appreciate that because you know a lot of people, you know, especially older people, still appreciate the art form because they came up knowing that. I mean, it's all in how you start. Like it's a young cat that's here in Georgia. He was actually in the Triller contest when they was doing the Versus for $1 million DJ contest. Okay. And he went past the first round, and then you know Triller sold, and you know all kinds of stuff. But
yeah.
He's a dope young cat. His name is DJ Popo, Scratchmaster DJ Popo, and this dude, like musically, like he knows the art form, like. He knows how to do mashups, and he blends. He can scratch. He can beat. He does it all, but he don't lose the sight that you still got to entertain and you still got to move these people on the floor.
No doubt.
A lot of young cats coming up, they lose that sight. Don't lose the focus that you have to entertain these people, but you still got to know what you're doing, which is the art form. You got to read the crowd. Yeah. I know you can scratch, and I know you can beat juggle and all that, but if this crowd ain't feeling that, then don't do it now. Don't over scratch. Use scratches as a seasoning, just here or there, because a lot of people ain't gonna get it. They just, I mean. I hate to say it, but sometimes you got to dumb down. You have to dumb it down. Sometimes
you have to.
Sometimes you got to dumb it down because they don't know. I mean, you know, if you at a wedding reception with a bunch of 70, 80-year-old, you know, meemaws and papaws, they ain't gonna get that. Yeah. So just you don't need to be scratching over the Temptations. We don't need that.
Hell, what? No,
because I know. You know, my girl. What? I never forget.
On, Doug.
the first time I heard what I call inappropriate scratching, it was a cat scratching over Anita Baker. And you know him, and I ain't gonna say his name. We'll talk off air.
Hey, so listen.
Yeah, you got the wheels spinning now.
Oh my God. But listen, look, man, it's been I definitely appreciate you coming on, man, agreeing to even
Anytime, dude.
sit down and
Anytime.
talk to me. Like we've been cool for God, Jesus.
Don't even count. You're gonna rack your brain.
I can't, but it's always I just appreciate you for always showing me love, dude, even back then when I was really trying to still find my voice in this craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've always shown me love, and I respect you for so much for that.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because that is the thing that the up and comers need to do. Find your own voice.
Yeah.
Find your own lane and stick to it. Like, my thing is my thing. I'm not trying to do nobody else's thing. I'm not trying to, infringe on anybody else's territory. I just want to carve out my little cubby hole and be there. Yeah. So
definitely.
See, you are, every time I talk to you, you always inspire.
Hey man, listen, I'm here to give the peoples what they want, brother. That's it.
the people's what they want. Nah.
Hey, tell the people where to find you at, how to get in tune with you.
My website is djdollabill.com.
Spell that out, because somebody will be like,
oh yeah. I'm ghetto, so there's no R on Dollar. DOLLABILL. It's a little ghetto. So djdollabill.com. Instagram, which I'm on Instagram a lot. I'm on Instagram more than like my Facebook page, but Instagram is DJ_Dollar_Bill. And Facebook is Dolla Bill 86 is my Facebook page. But everything I put on Instagram, on Facebook, usually is on Instagram anyway.
Right.
And those are the main places to find me. And I think it's DJ Dolla Bill 86 on LinkedIn. But like the social media thing, I'm a dinosaur. I think me and shout out to my guy Sean T. I think we was the last two to get Serato. I'm a dinosaur.
Don't tell me y'all still on Black Planet.
Man, I think I still have my Black Planet page. And MySpace. How about that?
Damn.
Did you know? Here's a fun fact. Did you know up until 6 months ago, MySpace was the number 3 social media website? Number 3. And I'm talking about as recent as 2-3 years ago. Now TikTok has knocked it down, but
wait.
Yeah, MySpace.
We'll talk later. Yep. Unreal. But listen,
just a fun fact. Yeah.
Dollar, man, I appreciate you. Thank you, brother, so much. Thank you so much. It won't be the last time. I promise you that. But
all right, man. Anytime.
Yeah.
Oh, and my YouTube channel is Dolla Bill 86, and I'll be actually putting on a radio show. It's just audio, so it's called The Rewind. And I got the next episode I did an interview with Tommy Jenkins, formerly of Cameo, the man who wrote Candy and Word Up.
Dope.
Yes,
Super
I got
dope.
an interview with him.
So, man, thank y'all for tuning in to Drop the Beat podcast, man. It's been a blast as always. Until the next episode, y'all be easy out here. Love on your people. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. We have something here that we want to present to you.